An angel came to me last night, whispered things into my soul, and she said that I had earned the right to join with another heart of gold. So look for any shooting star, make a wish and let it go, and you will get what you desire. Eternal flame to feed love's fire. Oh, angel, stay by me. Stay by me. Stay by me. Angel, never go away. The secret that she shared with me is trustful love within your heart. All the rest will come in time if you ignore the shaky stars. So look for any shooting star, make a wish and let it go, and you will get what you desire. Eternal flame to feed love's fire. Oh, angel, stay by me. Stay by me. Stay by me. Angel, never go away. make a wish, let it go. Oh, angel, stay by me. Stay by me. Stay by me. Angel, never go away. Angel, never go away. Angel, never go away. Stay by me. Angel, never go stay by me. Angel, never go stay by me. Angel, never go away. Angel, never go away.
It's Laura Michelle.
That was a keeper.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Father God. And all the angels in the sky.
That was recorded at a Unitarian Universalist conference here in Shreveport. Gosh, I don't know how many years ago. Anyway, that was some of you applauding, probably. Good morning. Welcome to a cloudy day. Welcome to All Souls. Thanks for being here. You know, we gather in covenant rather than around a creed. We don't all see things the same way or believe alike, but we do agree that how we live this life matters. How we treat others matters. So to that end, whoever you are, however you self-identify or might be identified by others, whatever your age, race, origin, orientation, background, status, ability, identity, if you care to be here with us, in a spirit of mutuality, you are always welcome. We do a little bit of announcement before we begin the service. One that I want to add is there is a whole bunch of junk in the first classroom that we're about to just haul off to Goodwill and throw away what isn't worth taking to Goodwill. But there's some china in there, there are a few tools around, there are a lot of books. The books will probably go to one of the book sales in town. But if there's anything you want, please take it. It makes less for us to haul off, and if you can use it, that'd be great. Initially, we were taking donations for that. If you still want to give some money, that's great, but you don't have to. Do you want to do the announcements, or you want me to? Well, okay.
So first of all, our Volunteer of the Month. Good morning. My name is Susan Caldwell. I'm the Director of Religious Education here. And our Volunteer of the Month is Eric First. And And I've said before, it's so much easier to talk about what Eric hasn't done, and I said he hadn't done interpretive dance, but then he right away, came up with a little move for us, so there's just, but he has taught RE, he's been president of the board for a couple of terms, he's taught religious education, he is chair of Building and Grounds and organizes the monthly cleanup, which is the second Saturday. Is a regular at our game night, which is a lot of fun, and we had to cancel that this month because so many people had other stuff going on, but we hope to get back to that. That's the third Friday evening. Anyway, we thank Eric for everything, all of that and everything I'm leaving out. And our Give Away the Plate, once a month we dedicate our non-pledge contributions to an organization in town that aligns with our principles and values, and this month that is the Food Bank of Northwest Louisiana, because this is the month of the holiday that kind of revolves around food. Speaking of which, next Sunday, it's already upon us, traditionally is our Thanksgiving potluck. We will probably need some organizational help with that if you are up for that challenge. We usually have, at least maybe a couple of people bring turkeys. This year, I'm pretty sure we're going to be very vegan inclusive, so if you have a vegan entree that you would like to bring, we would welcome that as well. Anyway, talk to me after service if you are interested. Also, the new UU starts today, which is, it's an adult religious education class that kind of talks about the history and heritage and practice of our faith and about this congregation. Whether you are new to this church or not, you are more than welcome. Bennett Upton will be facilitating that group, and I believe there's lunch. There is lunch. So, oh, great! Perfect rainy day lunch will be provided, and you're more than welcome to join us for that, whether you've been here for years or you're wanting to become a member or you're just wanting to learn more about Unitarian Universalism. Or if you just like stew and you would like to just be in community in a smaller group where you could get to know people. All of those are very good reasons for attending the new UU. Thank you very much.
Why don't you take a couple of easy breaths, let the pew hold you up, so your muscles can relax. With journeys always beginning, we whose mission always awaits us, whose visions are bent on loving, come together here. We gather as a community drawn by a common need for peace. We care, each toting our own bundle of treasures and dreams, yearning to better understand life in all its dimensions. In a world ravaged by conflicts that seem eternal and insoluble, sometimes the best thing we can do is be still for a moment, to remind ourselves what is real. The sun that rose this morning, even if we can't see it. The dirt under our feet. The air whispering in and out of our lungs. This hour, try just to be present in each moment. Present in each moment as it unfolds. Your simple attention is what makes these moments holy. Is there anyone who'd like to help lead the first part of our chalice lighting? Wonderful. Thank you all.
We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of the open mind. This is the church of the helping hands. This is the church of the loving heart. Together, with mind, hands, and heart, we care for the earth and for each other.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Aren't they wonderful? We call forth the life of our faith by igniting this chalice. It's one full of history and honorable positions in America's long and sordid path. This spark, as we begin, invites us to sacred space, to reflect where we've been and where we are going. As we light this chalice, we look at our better angels. May this flame remind us to listen to our higher selves, the spirit that moves in us and among us, the higher voices of empathy and reason, to seek unity and peace in our communities and broader world, and to lift each other up in the spirit of love. Let this light guide us toward justice and understanding in all that we do, to the best of ourselves, and seeking the best in each other. Would you rise in body or spirit and say with us the unison affirmation, which will be on the screen up here. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve human need, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the sacred. Thus do we covenant with each other. Our opening hymn is Come Sing a Song with Me. Y'all may have to give me the lyrics if I get over here. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you home Please be seated. I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find.
Good morning again. I want you to take a look at this picture, and I'm going to ask the kids first, as you are willing, to tell me what this picture makes you think about. Yeah, Jackson. Sides. Yeah. Like what kind of sides? Say more about that. The good side and the bad side. That's right. That's right. Yes. Yeah, so the red side, as Jackson said, which is, like representing a little devil, that kind of that side that sits on our shoulder and says, oh yeah, do this thing that's maybe not really good. And then there's the angel side that's saying, no, do the right thing now. Today, Reverend Barbara is talking to the grown-ups about calling on our better angels. And this is what I always think about when I hear that, there's a quote from Abraham Lincoln about calling on the better angels of our nature. And when I hear that phrase, I'm sorry, this is the picture that comes to me. This is a Tom and Jerry cartoon, for those of you who don't remember Tom and Jerry. And Tom was the cat that's always chasing the mouse and wanting to do bad things. And sometimes they're friends and sometimes they're not. But those better angels, can you think of a time when you've had those voices kind of competing? And I'll open this up to the grown-ups as well. Yesterday. Do you want to say more about that? You do not, okay. And that is all right. That is okay. Anybody else? Maybe sometimes lately in conversations that you've had with others, perhaps, you've had to really kind of, okay, better angels, where are you? I need you right now. I kind of love this image as a way to think about it. Like, okay, who do I really want to listen to in this moment? Who do I want to listen to? In our faith tradition, we don't accept the idea of a real place called hell or real devils, but I think these images, these ideas, when you're trying to make a decision, I just think that's it's kind of a powerful thing to kind of hold on to say, okay, do I want to go this way, or do I want to stay with my better angels, with the better angels of my nature? And it can be hard sometimes, huh? Going with the little red guy can be really tempting sometimes, but I think it's something good to remember. And that's my very short lesson for today. So we'll go ahead and sing the children and youth to their class. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
Thank you, Miss Susan. I was going to have them sing with us, I think. But we'll get over it. I was going to have, how many of y'all are familiar with this song? Okay. All day, all night, angels watching over me, my Lord. All day, all night, angels watching over me. Anybody remember that song? Well, it started playing in my head this week. And there are reasons for some of that, and I'll tell you a little later on in the service. But for now, I'd like to have you join me in a responsive reading by Ralph Waldo Emerson. The words will be up here, and if you were visually impaired and took one of the large print orders of service. You like the way I couched that? Okay. Let us learn the revelation of all nature and thought, that the highest dwells within us, that the sources of nature are in our own minds. As there is no screen or ceiling between our heads and the infinite heavens, so there is no bar or wall in the soul where we, the effect, cease and God, the cause, begins. I am constrained every moment to acknowledge a higher origin for events than the will I call mine. There is a deep power in which we exist and whose beatitude is accessible to us. Every moment when the individual feels invaded by it is memorable. It comes to the lowly and simple. It comes to whosoever will put off what is foreign and proud. It comes as insight. It comes as serenity and grandeur. The soul's health consists in the fullness of its reception. Forever and ever, the influx of this better and more universal self is new and unsearchable. Within us is the soul of the whole, the wise silence, the universal beauty to which every part and particle is equally related, the eternal one. When it breaks through our intellect, it is genius. When it breathes through our will, it is virtue. When it flows through our affections, it is love. Father Richard Rohr said, if we don't find a way to transform our pain, it will always transmit we will always transmit it to those around us or turn it against ourselves. If your religion is not teaching you how to recognize, hold, and transform suffering, it's junk religion. In one of the readings from Mandy McGlynn, she quoted Richard Rohr and then went on to say, people around us are in pain all of the time. How can we be companions to those in pain and bear witness so that pain can be transformed into something less harmful? Last week, the crowd on a New York City subway herded me into a corner against someone's seat. A man in his 20s with red face and red eyes, whose face was etched with grief. When I'm around people in pain, sometimes the energy of that sadness rolls over me like an invisible ocean wave. If I remain passive, its forces can knock me down. So as the subway rumbled us uptown, I tightened my grip on the bar overhead, closed my eyes, and held the stranger in loving kindness. As I breathed in, I imagined absorbing the thick, oily smoke of his pain. I visualized the great, glorious tenderness as a cloud of light. It was above us at ground level. Each time I breathed out, I imagined myself as a conduit, drawing that love down toward us and pooling it around the stranger. I matched his pain, breath for breath. The subway screeched to a halt at my stop, and as my eyes flew open, they landed on the stranger who was using his sweater to wipe tears off his cheek. Our eyes met. Before I could look away, he offered a half smile. I smiled back. Buddhists will recognize what I did as a practice called Tonglen. But if you were to call it prayer, I wouldn't argue with you. One of my friends often wonders out loud whether it's ethical to pray for someone without their consent. But I've weathered rough patches where I felt myself flailing, sinking, in need of all the ways, from concrete assistance to the mystical transmission of love, that others might hold me up. You want to share hope with me? I'll take it. Pain is going to visit us all. You, me, the guy on the subway, sporadically but inevitably and unrelentingly, as long as life lasts. Ultimately, I believe there's one thing as common as and powerful as pain: our capacity to be companions to one another. Both our genetic material and our holy spark compel us to reach for one another as partners in hope and fellow meaning makers, to keep one another transform pain, or to help one another transform pain into something holdable. You, mercy without end, are the sea of tenderness that holds us all, grieving alongside us in our moments of hurt. Hold me, gentle me, keep me afloat. When I see pain outside of me, make me brave enough to move towards it, that I may lighten another person's burden, because the only way through is together. Everything is changing, and it already has. It will be, it was, it is. The dawn you eagerly await to end the darkness is already full sun. Yet even after light's return, spring is months away. Stones of justice have been tossed in the lake, but their ripples have not yet arrived. Have not resolved into the kingdom already present among us. While we wait, let us seek the now and not now, not yet. For the treasures life has hidden there, the riches of the secret places only findable in darker times. This is what is promised us. The wheel of the times turns ever on, and darkness too is a path to joy. Look well to the growing edge. This is from Howard Thurman. Look well to the growing edge. All around us, worlds are dying and new worlds are being born. All around us, life is dying and life is being born. The fruit ripens on the tree. The roots are silently at work in the darkness of the earth, against a time when there shall be no leaves and new leaves, fresh blooms, green fruits. Such is the growing edge. It is the extra breath from the exhausted lung, the one more thing to try when all else has failed, the upward reach of life when weariness closes in all endeavor. This is the basis of hope in moments of despair. The incentive to carry on when times are out of joint and men have lost their reason. The source of confidence when worlds crash and dreams whiten into ash. The birth of the child, life's most dramatic answer to death. This is the growing edge incarnate. Look well to the growing edge.
Tell you a secret that I've learned. Nobody knows everything. We all get caught up in what we think and believe it's the truth. But mostly we don't have the answers, and life can feel like an unsteady boat, drifting away from the land, making us feel alone. It is love that will carry you home. It is kindness that holds back the storms around you. It is patience sitting right beside the doubt. The only truth is what we do with right now. Something I finally come to realize: everyone has to compromise. We can't do it all at the same time. It just doesn't work. what we do with right now.
When we hear the word angel, our experiences and our understandings are going to be sharply different. If we think of things serving as angels in our lives, sometimes we think of unexpected but much needed contributions to a circumstance. Someone who's shown up out of nowhere when we needed help. A feeling of comfort, a feeling of a presence with us. Maybe a visitation. Some people are just going to go, pfft. You know, none of that's ever happened to me. I don't think there is such a thing, you know. But just for the record, that's not the kind of angel that we're talking about today. No matter what your experiences or my experiences are. And as far as devils go, I think evil can be personified in a lot of ways. So I'm not going to say that anyone's experience or belief needs to be corrected about that. There was the song that played last as our prelude was sung by someone who felt like she would be struck down every time she walked in this building. Was afraid of us because she had been told we were evil. There's a lot of baggage for me with that song, but mostly it was about angels. And I love the song. A friend wrote it. But again, I'd like to mention that at this point in our church school year, we're on our Jewish and Christian heritage study season. We go through Unitarian Universalist identity, Jewish and Christian heritage, world religions, peace, social justice, the interdependent web, and personal spiritual growth. We cycle through those each school year. And right now we're on Jewish and Christian heritage. So I'd like to share, if I might, another reading from Richard Rohr, who is a Catholic priest, but he repeatedly shows up in ways that are absolutely universalist. Anyway, this is from Richard Rohr. I've become increasingly convinced that we need a worldwide paradigm shift in Christian consciousness for how we relate to God. Thomas Kuhn said a paradigm shift becomes necessary when the previous paradigm becomes so full of holes and patchwork fixes that a complete overhaul, which once looked utterly threatening, now appears as a lifeline. A few weeks back, a friend asked me, when you speak of the need for a paradigm shift, what's the primary shift that you're talking about? Admittedly, there was much I could have offered, but I shared that the most significant shift in our view of God is the move beyond the reward and punishment paradigm. In the first years of preaching in the 70s, I often told a Sufi-inspired story called The Angel with the Torch and the Pail. The story goes like this. An angel was walking down the streets of the world carrying a torch in one hand and a pail of water in the other. A person asked the angel, "What are you doing with the torch and pail?" The angel said, "With the torch, I'm burning down the mansions of heaven. And with the pail, I'm putting out the fires of hell. Then and only then will we see who truly loves God. Operating with love as the source, not fear or punishment or even promise of reward, is a radically different Christian paradigm. To do this takes an experience of love from the infinite one. Then you're free to love others and even to truly love yourself. The most loving people I have met across the world in my lifetime of teaching and traveling all seem to know that if love is the goal, it must be love for everybody. Now, I don't usually have a lot of angel talk in my life. It doesn't show up that often, you know, in its various forms of communication with other people, but still, the same day that I got that reading from Richard Rohr in one of my meditative readings, I received from a totally unrelated source this reading. May angels surround our earth and shine their light, love, and peace upon every one of us. May the divine inside of us all grow and shine. May fear and negativity be replaced with love and empathy. May light and love conquer the world. Angels, angels. Some of the language in each of these readings is a bit out of step for typical Unitarian Universalist parlance, or out of our typical lexicon. But it seems to me, using the universal translators that we learned to develop for ourselves sitting here and working on ways to listen through someone else's choice of language to what they're actually trying to say behind it that might have meaning for us, and help us understand people who use different language to describe things than we do. Those universal translators that we install, if we use those to look at those readings, I think what we find is UU ideas in each of them. And UU meaning Unitarian Universalist. In the 1700s, Unitarian theologian Joseph Priestley rejected the idea of a literal hell, some place where people go and burn for eternity. In the 1800s, Unitarian William Ellery Channing and Universalist John Murray began elevating thoughts of universal salvation, basically eliminating investments in concepts of reward and punishment. If the same thing is going to happen to everybody after they die, then this idea of buying your way into heaven or messing up so that the source of love would want to see you tortured forever, got rejected. Operating from that principle of love, that's what we do. That's what we try to do. That's what we keep trying to get better at all our lives. What we endeavor earnestly to try our best to do over and over. With any luck, we do get a little better at it over time. Hopefully we get better and better at love that transcends differences, that transcends our understanding or capacity to understand. The angel's story and reading both made me think to myself, frankly, I think our better angels need to do better. So, of course, Abraham Lincoln's quote came to mind. When the United States was actively struggling with heatedly divided views over slavery, 1 month before the Civil War exploded, Abraham Lincoln delivered the address, his first inaugural address. It was the division that allowed him to be elected in the first place. And the quote at the end of that address has been up here, and Susan made mention of it. The mystic cords of memory stretching from every battlefield and patriot grave to every living heart and hearthstone all over this broad land will yet swell with the chorus of union when again touched, as surely they will be, by the better angels of our nature. When we get caught up in the times, we get pulled out of the moment. It becomes more difficult to hear the voices of our better angels, our higher selves, our better natures. This week, I don't remember who I was talking with, but the idea of ChatGPT came up. And I had never investigated ChatGPT, never used it, didn't know if I had to download some app and sign away my life to have access to it. But I found out that, I just do a search for it and then I can use it for something. So I asked ChatGPT to write a 3-minute speech to present to Unitarian Universalists about better angels of our nature. After including a really formal beginning about how honored I am to be here speaking for you, and I really am, but it was somebody, just out of the blue, this thing's making this up to say to you. It went on and offered this. In his 1861 address, Lincoln calls upon the highest, most compassionate and just parts of ourselves. Lincoln was speaking in a moment of profound division and national crisis, urging Americans to set aside hatred, to resist the forces of violence and conflict, and to appeal to our noblest instincts. And I believe that in this moment, more than ever, those better angels are what we are called to cultivate and amplify, not just in times of crisis, but in our everyday lives. As Unitarian Universalists, we are grounded in principles that affirm the dignity and worth of every person, the interconnectedness of all life. This worldview invites us to recognize that our better angels are not abstract ideals, but real, lived practices, values we can act on and breathe into being in our world today. But how? This is still chat GPT. To begin, we must first embrace the idea that human nature is complex. We're capable of both profound harm and deep goodness. History is full of examples of humanity at its worst: war, oppression, injustice. Yet it's equally full of stories where people, even in the darkest of times, reached across divides to bring about healing, love, and compassion. In our own lives, we often face moments where the world feels fractured and polarized. Whether it's at the national level or in our own families and communities, it's easy to feel discouraged. But I urge you to consider this. If we can find ways to tap into our better angels, even in small, everyday moments, we contribute to the broader shift towards compassion, justice, and peace. I'm not done yet. The first step, chat didn't say that. The first step is self-reflection. We must look inward, acknowledge our biases, and ask ourselves, what fears or prejudices am I holding on to? How can I act from a place of empathy rather than defensiveness or anger? We will never be perfect, but our willingness to ask these questions is itself a powerful act. Secondly, engagement is key. We cannot cultivate our better angels in isolation. We need each other. In a time when the temptation to retreat into echo chambers, the temptation is to retreat into echo chambers, we must choose to listen with open hearts to those who are different from us. That's where growth happens. That's the growing edge Howard Thurman was talking about. It's through honest dialogue, the willingness to see others' humanity, even in our disagreements, that we move toward healing. And finally, action. Our better angels are not passive. They compel us to act. Whether it's speaking out against injustice, offering a helping hand to someone in need, or simply taking the time to listen, our actions can be a direct reflection of the highest parts of ourselves. And as we act, we inspire others to do the same. The good news is that as Unitarian Universalists, we have already made a commitment to these values. We know that compassion and justice are not just ideals to strive for, but practical principles to live by. Every time we reach out to the vulnerable, challenge systems of oppression, or show up in solidarity with those who suffer, we're embodying our better angels. In closing, let me remind you of the words of Lincoln, who urged his fellow citizens to think better of each other and to strive to make amends. We have the power to bring out the best in one another if we choose to act with love, courage, and a deep commitment to justice. Let us honor those better angels in our hearts and in our actions, knowing that when we do, we contribute to a world where compassion, hope, and kindness are not just aspirations, but realities. See, you can replace me anytime you want. I'm so glad that makes you happy, Eric. May our lexicons grow enough to make room for words that help us communicate with other people our highest natures and our ideals, to better understand their positions. And whatever promptings we receive from all that we recognize as holy and good in language that others might receive. May we cultivate communication with our better angels. It has to be intentional. And it only works when we do it when it's hard. May we trust their guidance, and in that find more courage and peace for days to come. We're going back to an old Christian hymn for our closing hymn. But I would like for us to remember that the founts that are in this song can come from whatever we understand to be that higher self, those higher principles, God of many names and beyond our naming, the light of the world, the source of love, all of the above. Would you rise in body or spirit, please, and sing with us? Come thou fount of every blessing, tune our hearts to sing thy grace. Streams of mercy never ceasing, spring of songs of endless praise. While the hope of life's perfection fills our hearts with joy and love, teach us ever to be faithful. May we still thy goodness prove. Come thou fount of every vision, lift our eyes to what may come. See the lion and the young lamb dwell together in thy home. Hear the cries of war fall silent, feel our love grow like the sun. When we all serve one another, then our heaven is begun. Come thou fount of inspiration, turn our lives to higher ways. Lift our gloom and desperation, show the promise of this day. Help us bind ourselves in union, help our hands tell of our love. With thine aid, O fount of justice, earth be fair as heaven above. We are on a journey. We didn't plan it. We may find ourselves doubting that we should have come. But look around. We're not alone. It's a journey we're making together, a journey to our better selves, a journey to a better world, a journey to a promised land. May you leave this time together changed a little bit. May the promises you've made to yourself about who you want to be feel closer to the reality of who you are right now. May you share that feeling and transformation wherever you go. May it spread into every word, deed, thought, and interaction until we all are changed, transformed, and transforming together, becoming our better selves. If you're comfortable with it, I hope before you leave today, you will take a hand or shake a hand of someone else here that's on this journey with you. feel their humanness, and recognize that these hands have worked, are working, and will work to make the world a better place, just like you, just like your hands. Go in peace, go in love, work for justice. Go out and let our better angels bless the world. Amen. Blessed be. So be it.
Think of all the broken hearts in heaven, angels who have flown too near the earth. Love the wandering children who have never wandered home, and cried from knowing how it felt alone. Think of all the broken hearts in heaven, since heaven's when you love enough to care about those people who've forgotten how to love, with love enough to have enough to share. Hope can give you anything but what you hope to find. Faith can make your fondest dreams come true. But when you're seeking answers, don't follow them too far, and angels won't be crying over you. Have you ever seen a fallen cherub? Were you strong enough to help him stand? Did you hear the music as it filled his gratitude? Or was it muffled by your attitude? On it goes till people find some reason for their lives, and stop this selfish longing for it all. Maybe with a trusting soul, we'll gain a trusting mind, and broken hearts won't clutter heaven's halls. Think of all the broken hearts in heaven, angels who have come around to see about the wandering children who have never wandered home, and cried as they remembered how they roamed. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, do, da, da, do, da, da, do, da. Thank you.
Oh, I don't know. So change our life.